All right, I'm going to call the meeting of the Affordable Housing Committee to order. It is Monday, July 19th, and we'll begin by taking roll. Councilmember Allen, Councilmember Hauser, Councilmember Mendez, Councilmember Parker is here, Sepulveda, Councilmember Sledge, Councilmember Suara is absent. Councilmember Taylor, absent. Councilmember Toombs, and Councilmember Welsh. All right, we have two items on the agenda and an announcement from a member. So we'll begin with Resolution RS 2021-1041. This authorizes the Metro Development and Housing Agency to negotiate and enter into a pilot agreement and accepts payments in lieu of ad valorem taxes with respect to a multifamily housing project at 94 Berkeley Drive and 1310 Cortland Drive, known as Chippington Towers. Can we have a motion on this, please? Moved and seconded. Let's see, can we go to Councilmember Benedict for discussion? Thank you.
Turn on
Oh.
the light. Yeah. The middle, yeah. Thank you, Chair. So this is a couple of towers in Madison, in Southeast Madison. It's two senior housing towers, 425 units. The owner is planning to remodel those units. I've actually befriended somebody who lives in these units. I actually took him to get his vaccination a couple of months ago, and I am very well aware of the condition of the towers. They are old, they are tired, and this pilot is going to be used to renovate those buildings. No one will be displaced during that, and I certainly am here to answer any questions. I believe they're here, and also MDHA is here if anybody has any questions as well. This has been approved unanimously by MDHA, and it is similar to other pilots that we've done, especially with senior housing. I think these folks, we want to make sure that we do all we can to keep them in place and in the urban core and on the highest ridership transit in the city. I hope that the committee will approve. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councilmember Benedict. Is there any further discussion or questions on RS 2021-1041? Councilmember Mendez. Oh.
Thanks. So when we did this with the Trevecca Towers, what we heard was that the longtime owners were looking to sell because it was time to sell, and they really wanted to make sure that the units could stay affordable for elderly residents, and the pilot facilitated that. I'm curious whether there's a similar dynamic here going on.
I'll give me 1 second to which button is it?
The public table.
Okay. I believe you're on now.
This is Joe Kane with MDHA. They have already received their credits from THDA, the existing owners, and they plan on rehabbing the property to be able to keep the owners in there. And as the council lady so appropriately spoke, they're going to renovate on a floor-by-floor level and be able to shift people around without having to displace people.
Thanks, Mr. Kane. Well, I like to see these projects. The part about this program that is great is that other people are doing the vetting, and the fact that there's tax credits that another government entity has already signed off on means they've done a lot of the hard work to make sure that it's a project that is valid and legitimate. And so I especially when we're preserving housing for elderly folks, I think this is a good use of the pilot program. So I'm glad to have signed on as a co-sponsor.
Councilmember Hauser.
I have a question of NDHA. Is there any sort of legal requirement for the owners of the property to rent to either low income or senior, or how is that in place, and what kind of reporting comes back with that?
This is one of the benefits of this program is there are multiple layers of reporting that go along with this. This is a low-income housing tax credit. Those tax credits are issued by the IRS. They're administered through THDA on that layering, and there are requirements that put in place, and there are deed restrictions that go along with that. MDHA does monitoring, as well as THDA, as well as the investors on this. So there are multiple layers to make sure that it is indeed rented to people who meet the income thresholds.
Thank you, Council Member. Is there any more discussion or questions on 2021-1041? All right. Can we take a vote? All right, we'll try this by voice vote. Again, this is RS 2021-1041. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Oh. Okay, so
8 in favor, 0 against.
that's 8 in favor, 0 against on 2021-1041. All right, and our second agenda item, this is a bill on second reading. It's BL 2021-792 from Council Members Allen, Bradford, and Porterfield. Amends the Metro Code to require the Planning Department to provide periodic reports regarding the Metro government's efforts to address the issue of housing affordability in Nashville and Davidson County. Do we have a motion? It's been properly moved and seconded, and I'll go to the sponsor, Councilmember Allen, for discussion. Oh, I'm sorry. Still getting used to this.
Tricky. Thank you. I'd like to move the amendment with the brief explanation. This is just a housekeeping amendment. There were 2 extra words that Hannah noticed, and we just need to delete them. So move the amendment and then a brief explanation on the bill as amended.
All right, should we do a voice vote on the amendment? Okay, we'll do a voice vote on the amendment here. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? 8 in favor of the amendment, so you're on your bill as amended.
Yeah, thank you. So just a reminder, we actually passed a resolution doing this several years ago, just asking for accountability so that we would have a public space portal or dashboard, whatever you want to call it, that showed how we were making progress in adding affordable units. And it was difficult for the mayor's office to come up with the data in a reliable way to produce that. So now that we have added 2 positions in the planning department, one of which is supposed to have a focus on data, we've got the department that actually can do it. So I'm moving it from a resolution to an ordinance. So it will actually happen, and I would love to ask all the members of this Affordable Housing Committee to sign on with me, if you would do that, and renew my motion for approval.
Thank you. Hannah, are we able to do that here on the floor?
You'll have to do it.
We'll just have to individually have to go to the clerk and sign on as sponsors if we'd like. So we are now on the bill as amended. Is there any further discussion or questions? Councilmember Hauser.
How do we define periodic?
Quarterly.
All right, I think we're ready to vote. We will try this by voice vote. All those in favor of the bill as amended, say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, bill's recommended, 8 as amended, 8 in favor, 0 against. And Councilmember Hauser has asked for a moment to announce a affordable housing meeting. Let me find. Councilmember Hauser, you're recognized.
Yes, I just wanted to invite everyone to the meeting on July 29, which is Thursday. This is going to be involving the Brookmead encampment. All of us in every district has an encampment. Yeah, there really are no districts that are immune from that. And what this meeting will do is bringing together all of the metro departments that touch homelessness, all of the volunteer organizations that touch homelessness, as well as any of the neighbors. So the purpose of the meeting is first to inform, let folks know where we are, where we're going, what the plan is, and how we can become involved, be part of the solution. So that's 5:15, Thursday, July 29, at the Bellevue Community Center, and you're all welcome.
Thank you. And additionally, Councilmember Welsh has asked to be recognized for an announcement.
Say,
Today was a very, very exciting and happy day in District 16. We cut the ribbon on the village at Glencliff, which is the tiny village that will help the unhoused who are coming out of situations of illness and disease and injury, so that they will have a place of respite so that they can heal. And in the meantime, while they are healing, permanent housing is being found for them. So it's very exciting. The village has been a very, very long time coming, and I would just like to say congratulations to Reverend Ingrid McIntyre and the Glencliff United Methodist Church for seeing this through. This is what we can do as a community when we lead with love, to quote Reverend Lawson. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, any other announcements or discussion before we adjourn the meeting? All right, I'll call the meeting adjourned.